What's going on, guys? So this video I wanted to make real quick to show you crypto, to show you, because I feel like a lot of people need a visual to understand what's actually happening. And I know that's how I work. That's how I operate. I need visual. That's why I like charts. Because if I'm watching the news and I'm hearing all these crazy stories, all of a sudden one dude's making $3 million in crypto and then somebody's losing their life savings. You hear all this conflicting information. It construes, I don't know if that's the right word. It confuses you, right? And then you don't know what's going on, and it keeps you from ever getting into the market in the first place because you're just hearing all this crazy stuff. So I want to show you. And we're not going to get into any of the technical stuff about blockchain technology or any of that. I'm just going to show you the investment opportunity that is available to you. This has been happening for a couple of decades now, right? Every 4 years, roughly, this happens. This cycle. It's all based on Bitcoin. Again, that gets into the technical stuff, which I'm not going to go into. I just want you to understand how dramatic this is and how potentially life-changing it is. And I think that we have this bull run that we're in currently. And then we're going to have another bear market, which typically lasts about 2 to 3 years. And then I think we're going to have one more good opportunity at a bull market. One more good opportunity to make potentially life-changing money if you play your cards right, and if you understand the market and the cycle enough that you do not make irresponsible decisions, because that is what most people face, is they don't educate themselves enough and they make irrational decisions, and they either don't make any money in the market or they end up getting caught holding their bags and they have to go through a whole nother bear market just to make any money. So I'm going to teach you the ups and downs, no pun intended, of crypto in general. Now, this chart is based on Bitcoin, which the whole market in a way kind of mimics, right? All the other cryptos, for the most part, a lot of them do their own things, but they follow the same general price action as Bitcoin. So we're just going to use the Bitcoin chart for this example. But this, what you're seeing right here, this little area of the charts, this was 4 years ago. So this was the last bull run that we saw 4 years ago. Okay, and you see how prices were really low and went to really high. And the circle I marked out, this is about where we're at in the current bull market. So 4 years after this point right here, this is about where we're at. Now, just for reference, if we go back, this was all bear market territory when prices were low. This was the 2017 bull run. And you can zoom in here and it looks a little bit more dramatic, right? So like if you were in the process of this bull run, I mean, this volatility would feel a lot more dramatic than what it feels like when we zoom everything down. But this was 2017. Prices collapsed on the back end, which they always do. That's why it's a good idea to understand this market, this asset class. But when you ride prices back down, you go through this long lull of low price action, not a whole lot of volatility. And it's very hard to stomach if you get caught holding your bags and you don't take any profits, right? If you get caught holding your bags, prices fall out very quickly. And if you have to ride this down, it feels like forever. And you're just in this desert of dry price action where nothing happens and you're not making any money. But this is a great opportunity to accumulate more crypto. And this is where a seasoned investor is buying when prices are low, right? So I started buying crypto somewhere right around here. I didn't realize that we were at the top of the bull market. This is when I was less experienced, right? So I rode my investments up a little bit. Got to see some profits, but I didn't realize those profits. I didn't take any profit. And I ended up riding my investments all the way back down into the bear market. And at least by this time, I had researched enough and understood enough to know that if I just waited for another 3 years, prices would go back up. And so what I did in this whole long period was, I didn't mean to do that, was I accumulated crypto. I bought, I researched, I learned, and I practiced, right? And so in all that time of accumulating crypto, I stacked as many good coins as I could. And then, and this is still 4 years ago, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit more. This was a pump in the middle of the bear market. Oh, shoot. I keep messing stuff up here. And then 4 years ago, we went into the bull market. And then this is, like I said, about where we're at now in the current. But I want to show you what happens. And this is just the first leg right here. This is very impressive as it is. From these low prices up to here, you're looking at anywhere from 200 to 400%, depending on, and this is Bitcoin. This could actually, for altcoins, a lot of altcoins, this run up could mean 500%. And so in the current bull run that we're in, this first leg, guys, a lot of us have already seen 3, 4, 500% on our investments. You can't get that in any other asset class. Now, this only happens every 4 years. So, this is not an all the time thing. But if you understand what's coming and how to take advantage of it, it's an incredible opportunity. And so a lot of us have made a lot of money in this stretch. But guess what happens after this? This is December 12th, 13th, 14th right here. So this is about where we're at. So by next month, we should be seeing the next leg up. And this is what happens after, guys. It's insane. This is where all the crazy news stories start coming out. You get really excited and everybody and their barber is throwing money into crypto. And prices just shoot through the roof. So over about a 3 to 4 month period of time, we peak out typically. And it's a good idea. It's a really good idea. When you're riding these prices up, to be steadily taking profits all the way up. So you're setting cash aside because you do not want to get caught on this back end, riding your investments back down. And this was actually in 2020 bull run. COVID happened somewhere right around here, right? So we saw the markets collapse, and that's what caused this big dip in the middle of it. So we actually had 2 peaks last bull run. Anyways, there was a second opportunity to make a lot of money here if you knew what you're doing. And then we go into the bear market, right? Prices collapse on the back end. A lot of people rode their investments down, didn't take any profits. I was one of them. And I'm sorry, what the example I showed you in the last, way back here, about me riding prices down, that was actually this area. I came in somewhere right around here. After I heard all the crazy news, I invested, made a little bit of money, but then I watched my profits go away. And I ended up going way back down. So I learned the lesson the hard way. But I use this whole opportunity right here to buy a lot more. And now my investments have gone up. I've watched this whole process, and now we're up here. But this is where it gets really exciting. Because after this point right here, where we're at, is just about right here. So you can see how much more room we got, but it goes quick, guys. It goes so fast that you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're going to get caught on the back end of the bull run, not having taken any profits, and you're going to have nothing to show for it. So I'm not trying to convince you to get into the markets right now. It's a very volatile time. And if you are not emotionally prepared, and if you don't have a game plan and you don't understand what is happening, it can be a very scary thing. Because a lot of people probably overextend themselves financially into these markets, thinking that they're going to get rich overnight, and it doesn't happen that way. You get rich back here, guys. This is where you get rich. When you're buying these assets at very cheap prices, that's where you get rich. This is just the fruits of the labor. So if you have thought about getting into crypto, I'm not trying to convince you to get into it. Just know that we probably have one more good opportunity after this bull run. So we're going to see a lot of price action, a lot of prices go up very dramatically between here and here. And then we're going to see a fall. And then we're going to go into another bear market. Prices are going to get really cheap again. Once prices get really cheap, that is where you need to get very disciplined. You need to research. You need to learn. You need to understand these markets and these cycles, because because it is going to give you by 2028 another major opportunity to make life-changing money, or at least enough that you can take away and put into other assets like real estate, like gold, silver, tangible assets, right? This is not a retirement plan. It's not a get rich quick plan. The work is done back here. So there's still, if you're going to invest now, we're on this little pullback. Prices have gone down a little bit over the past few days, and they've kind of stalled out. If you invest now, just understand that prices are going to shoot up. We're going to see parabolic runs to the upside, and then they're going to come collapsing down. So whatever you do invest, make sure that it is not more than you can afford to lose, and understand that you have to control your emotions in this market, or you will get absolutely wrecked. And you won't lose money unless you sell, but you might watch your investments dwindle down to be worth very little for a long time. And if you do get in right here, just understand that. But I wanted to show you guys the visual on the charts, because it really takes that visual to understand how dramatic and how much opportunity there is here. And so hope that helps, guys. Hope that adds something to you, because I know pretty much everybody knows about crypto now, but nobody takes the time to research it, because by the time the bull market's over, there's so many news stories coming out about people losing their money, and that is intentional. They want to drive prices down. So they leverage the news, they leverage media, they leverage information to change the public sentiment. And that is why the markets will collapse. The big institutions take all their profits, the smart investors take all their profits. We roll those over into other investments that make us more money in the bear market when prices are low. And then we come back in when prices drop, and we ride the next wave. That's how it works. Love you guys. Hope this helped. It was actually a longer video than I anticipated, but if you have any questions, hit me up in my DMs. I will be there to answer them for you. Have a great weekend. It's already the weekend. It's Saturday. Have a great weekend, guys.